All right, sync process down the line. Appreciate it. And syncing.
I thought you were going to go this way. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Syncing. Perfect. Listen, you're on thin ice.
You suck.
You already picked this.
You left me hanging.
You already picked this shitty movie to make us watch, and now you're trying to take my sync.
I literally said we don't have to do this.
No, you're the one like, oh, we should watch it because it makes forever higher on the. You did this.
I feel like being punished.
You started this.
You are.
This whole episode is against you. You're not allowed to nominate for the poll this time.
Next episode, you have a collar, you're chained to the table, and you lay on the table the whole time.
I'm just surprised I'm still here after the last episode.
You didn't fuck it. He fucked it.
No, I said I was going to be leaving after the last episode.
Hey guys, what's up? Danny back again with another episode of Pokemon. Gotta watch them. Start over. Hey guys, Danny back again with another episode of Pokemon. Gotta watch them all. The podcast where we watch all the Pokemon movies and we rank them, talk about how good they are and absolutely how bad they are and how we hate them. But of course, I have my cast with me. I have my friend Dante.
Hello.
I've got. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
Fine. Sorry. I got Kanai.
That's me.
And I got Chris.
Hey.
And I got.
The disappointment.
You don't get your tag. Your ad's not in this episode. You fucked it. But yeah, so this week we watched Pokemon Mewtwo Returns, the movie that technically came before Forever, but we talked about it after because apparently it made Forever a better movie and explained things more. Now, before we get started,
can I bring one thing up? So watching this, I was like, oh, you know what?
Watching this what?
This, not movie. Yeah. So I realized that I mixed up a bunch of the episodes because I'm watching the anime as well, and I mixed up a bunch of the anime episodes with this. And then after watching how short this was, I was like,
oops.
Oh yeah, this is not it.
This isn't what I thought. So yeah, this week we watched Mewtwo Returns. We'll go with initial impressions, but first, hey John.
Yeah.
How did you like Pokemon Mewtwo Returns?
I didn't.
Okay.
It's cool that I had a Mewtwo in it. That's dope. And it had 3 punts that I liked. Well, one being the frying pan one.
That's my drying pan.
And then there's one thing that stands out, and I like it. And it's my favorite thing, and it's the baby mons.
Okay.
That was fucking cute. Apart from that, I had to rewind the movie a lot because I kept falling asleep.
Reasonable response.
Yeah. So then I just opened up a video game and put it in one monitor
and then move in the other.
Yeah, it's I'm just gonna flat out rate it right now. It doesn't beat any of the other ones. Like.
Okay. Well, guys, thank you for watching this. Anybody else? What you guys think of this movie?
Trash.
Okay.
If the rest of the movies were a member of Team 7 from Naruto, this is Sakura.
Oh, damn.
What he said. Wait, Teams.
Danny's looking like, Danny, you gotta put the numbers.
Like oh man.
Team 7, Universe 7.
Is that Bleach? Is that?
Yes.
The funny thing about this movie is
Tide Pods.
the funny thing about this movie, and I was speaking about this earlier before we started recording, is it actually is one of the only movies that literally made me just laugh out loud at 2 certain parts. One of them being the drying pan, but there's another one that is a common occurrence with what we do here and has now become a staple in our podcasts. It's like, what if Ash punched him, right? There's a particular point in this movie where I'm just sitting there and watching what's going on, and Ash is like, it's no use. We should tackle it! I fucking died! I was like, okay, if this movie has anything redeemable, it's this, just because of the pure absurdity. But yes, the rest of the movie is trash.
It's funny because when we were watching that part, I'm like, alright, Ash is throwing hands. Oh, Brock's getting it! I was like, oh.
Tired of Ash having all the fun!
But he lost his drying pan. He could have beat
Pan, TF2.
Yeah, that's the bong noises.
Well, today I have Chris's fun little iPad here, and we're going to see how this, because it actually feels a lot nicer than having a piece of paper. But
You look very professional.
Thank you.
I could pull up the notes.
Yeah, so I sent everyone the link on Facebook if you guys want to pull it up and have it as well. We're going to try and save the trees this time, because I've printed off, in 4 or 5 episodes, have been like 25 scripts.
I'm sure it saves you time as well.
It does. Also, I have a shitty printer that doesn't fucking work 90% of the time.
Yeah, this just sounds more eco-friendly.
Perfect. Let's get started with the synopsis of the movie. First, we get a nice little recap of Mewtwo's first movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back.
And everybody's voice actor has changed.
Everybody's voice actor has changed. Yeah, honestly, if you want to know what that was, just go watch the first
Isn't it
podcast.
just sped up?
What's that?
Wasn't the version we just watched like a little sped up?
It was like
When we were watching, that's why I said to tune it down.
Gotcha.
But I think Mewtwo's voice actor died, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
So
they
became
could,
Entei, right? Dang.
Yeah.
it became Dan Green. But I think even like the scientists had different voice actors.
Yeah, for that intro.
It was a joke. It was just
But-
not everybody's changed. It's just
Yeah.
like the scientist was like absurdly different. And I
Yeah.
was like, what in the world? Why did you go with that voice?
We set out
yeah.
to create the strongest Pokemon, and we succeeded.
They're like, he sounds too cool. We gotta nerd it down a little bit. We gotta nerd it down.
Oh golly gee, I made this thing with a tail and it blew up the building.
and like I'm not entirely sure, but I feel like Giovanni's voice actor changed. But I didn't check
I
that.
thought Giovanni sounded the same.
Yeah, I thought
That could just
speed
be
racer mode. I see the URL, like it just goes off.
Okay, so we cut after our nice little synopsis of the first movie. We got Giovanni and some dark figure chilling in this really dark room with a TV going, we gotta find this Mewtwo guy. I'm still after him because he apparently is the only one in the world who didn't have his mind wiped about this Mewtwo thing. And he's like, I'm still after him, gotta get this Pokemon. And they're like, yeah, let's search this Johto region because it's of anywhere Johto is where Mewtwo's at. So as they continue to watch, Mewtwo's out there watching over the ocean with Pikachu and Meowth, and they're like, man, we're cool. And Mewtwo's like, nah, clones don't deserve to exist. We shouldn't be happy. We don't belong on this planet. It's basically Mewtwo's going through depression.
It's super sad, yeah. That part I was like, oh man, stop.
Yes. And title, Pokemon Mewtwo Returns.
I will preface this by saying I think there are certain things that Mewtwo brings up that I kind of get where they were going with the character. It's just, and I have this later on in my notes, it's like, Mewtwo's cool, I can see his crisis that he's going through. It's just, everything around him doesn't make a lick of fucking sense.
So Ash, Brock, and Misty are exploring the Johto region and discover Purity Canyon, a canyon/mountain range/something area with a bunch of Pokemon and the perfect water that keeps people alive.
Totally not purified best we could.
But they have to hurry to get there because apparently there's only one bus that goes up there once a month, which is the only way you can get to the top of the canyon.
And it's like half a mile away.
Yeah.
Flying types just don't exist in this
They don't
area.
exist.
This whole premise as to we can't get there because of this, it's just a big fuck you the entire movie.
Yeah.
Because they're like, we can't do that. We can't climb the mountain. It's too dangerous. But I have to. Well, if you insist.
Exactly.
What?
Exactly. I was like, why?
But yeah, that's whatever. So they start to go running after, like, we got to catch the bus before it leaves or we can't go for a whole month.
But
Well,
we
can
can't
see
catch
that.
the bus.
Exactly.
Because
But-
I'm working on a new recipe.
Isn't that the bus there? And
We better run.
We better catch that bus.
And then the rain starts to pour. Everybody's getting wet. But Brock, the super genius of the crew, who's already preparing his recipe, is like, well, I can turn my trusty frying pan into a drying pan.
That's the greatest line.
This line
should've just ended the movie there.
almost saves the movie.
Yeah,
Like, I'll be honest, James
Call
has
it
a couple
Rock Returns.
one-liners. James has the best one-liners in the entire show.
Yeah.
But Brock, for this whole, whatever the fuck this was that we watched, won.
Yeah.
absolutely.
You know what's funny? Same voice actor.
Are they?
Yes.
Danny, can we make like a separate list for like ranking movies just based off James one-liners?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, James has the best one-liners.
We'll put them in just a list of the one-liners and rank them.
Okay.
Just James, we don't count Meowth. Like do we think we get a bigger pot in the
Dude,
next one?
I feel
James has way more. Dude.
You're right, though.
It's to the point where I actually started watching the dub just to see like how it is in English, and
Yeah.
they change it, but it's always so much better.
Okay.
Because like, I feel like Meowth is a little too on the nose, where James is like, oh, I'm gonna make this obscure adult reference.
Last time I got this many strange letters is when I put in a personal ad. But anyway, as usual, speaking of Team Rocket, they're watching from above, just wondering, I wonder where the twerps are going. And then a typhoon
having a
hits and
picnic?
kind of, what's that?
They're having a picnic, right?
They're doing something. And Team Rocket's never really important to
You
the
knew
plot.
it was a bad movie because they had food.
Yes.
Yeah.
James was prepared with that damn umbrella they kept
Yeah.
mentioning for like the next 12 minutes.
So yeah, as they're being surveyed, they run down the hill, they trip and stumble and roll into each other. The bus is already leaving because no one else is coming. We could just go up the mountain, see you in a month.
Does anyone else find it funny? I'm gonna go backpedal a little.
Sure.
Anybody find funny that Meowth has a Team Rocket guidebook to this
Yeah,
area?
yeah.
I knew it. Because I said that
Yeah.
point, I'm like, why does he just have like a Team Rocket handbook?
He does.
Also,
What?
at the beginning, I like all the technology that Team Rocket has. Right? They created a clone, but the best they can fucking get is this shitty image, super pixelated Mewtwo, TV staticky, and I'm like,
Psychic type. He controls everything.
nah, fuck that, because he didn't know he was being watched. So that's the first I was like, he's not being watched, and I was like, I started going thinking like, but they have so much technology. They have fucking helicopter, like hero carriers and everything. But they have like, you know when like people are like, oh, I found a picture of like a UFO, and it's like the most pixelated. That's Team Rocket technology. First
Like a log
spying.
in the lake for Loch Ness monsters.
Team Rocket is just a bunch of conspiracy theorists.
Basically. So as the gang goes rolling down the hill and the bus leaves, they're like, damn, we missed it. Gotta wait a month. But this cute girl, whose name I forgot to put in this point, but Luna, she's like, that's okay. I've got a cabin. Come stay with me for a month. You total strange kids I just want to bring into my house. Whatever, yeah, she insists she can't go. Come stay with me. And then we cut to the bus going up the hill, and the typhoon hits and starts spinning them around like, you bitches are dead. And
It was a crazy fucking typhoon.
The fucking paper mache bus. That's just like, woo. Like, that was some kid's science fair project. He was like, I learned how to make a paper mache fucking bus. And they're like, cool, we're gonna drive it up this thing that only goes once a month, and it's fucking flooded with typhoon.
Is that why it's just once a month? He has to constantly.
Yeah, he has to make a new bus.
Can you imagine waiting like a whole ass month to visit somewhere?
Exactly.
And your shit picks up?
Let's like really talk about this. Like, what business sense is that? There's not even business sense to it. It doesn't make sense, fucking period.
You'd have multiple buses.
To have one bus that you drive up the hill, and then what, do you just park it for a month? It doesn't take you a month to get up there, so are they staying there for a month? Is it a one-day tour? Why is it a month?
It's a 30-day tour, apparently. I don't even know how the bus lasts that long.
I just don't get it. Because, like, I imagine they're like, let's go up. Hey, everybody, this is Purity Canyon. Let's go back down. And then they just, like, they don't even stay up there. They park the bus at home for a month because they don't feel like going up there. I don't know what
They can only handle the stress once.
The idea that I get from this is that I'm assuming, like, because it's Purity Canyon, that there's it's like some type of reservoir, or they're trying to conserve it.
Sure.
That's the only, but they never talk about it. They never bring it up. You just have to assume that that's what.
Not until they start touching the water.
Yeah.
Then it becomes
then it becomes a problem until later on when you've made friends with them. It's like, no, it's okay. You cool. Touch the water.
I don't care about people. Mewtwo needs this water.
Ash shows the most strength he has ever shown by yeeting a legendary.
Like, you couldn't hit him in the first film.
Yeah,
You show it
but he
somewhere.
can throw the whole ass
Again,
mon.
by the way, could have won the whole league right there. Just catch me too by his weakness. Just catch him. Be like, hey, I had to catch you, bro. Like, I had
Just
to.
leave all the
He
phones.
brings
like,
him to the water and he goes, you know what? No, I'll bring you to Nurse Joy. You get in the fucking ball.
I'm still trying to complete the decks, bro.
So I would have done that. If he would have died, I would have felt bad. But then I also would like. Imagine walking to the league like Tobias did with the fucking Darkrai and Latios. Imagine walking with a Mewtwo. People like, yo, what? Yo, there's some data on this. He's just grabbing the.
That's not real.
He's got two boulders.
Literally just picks up the Pikachu, fucking crumbles him.
Ash would have won every league. I
Yeah.
promise you.
But he won a Lola though. He didn't even need a Mewtwo.
Yeah, me a fucking Mewtwo.
Was there a league in Alola though?
I'm not sure if we count Alola, considering Rowlet
He's the
beat a
dog.
fucking Decidueye.
Listen.
No. We don't count Alola because Hao won, and his own flesh and blood grandfather said, "Wait a minute." Oh, he just asleep. He got 3 seconds to wake up. Wakes up, tanks a fucking spirit chapel. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Or no, they connect. I'm sorry. They connect Braybird with whatever fucking move Rowlet used, which I still did. I don't know what it is. They connect, and the situation's like,
Just fully evolved Pokemon losing to their younger version just doesn't make sense.
bro, fuck that season, bro, and
good for
everybody that
everything.
worked in it too.
Eviole.
Oh yeah, and then freaking what Guzma's Pokemon just shitting on him. Just be like, Fire Blast,
That was the most competitive, like realistic, the most competitive thing that I ever done in Pokemon. Because like that happens in competitive time where you're like, oh fuck that, and then you switch out, and then like they just happen to hit you.
Yeah. All right, let's bring this back around. Mewtwo is like, their bus is floating. I guess I should fix it. And then he puts it back down. And Meowth and Pikachu are like, the fuck you saved the people for? They're like,
Why?
You like them, don't you, Squidward? and he's like, no. If they died out here, more people would come and they'd find us. That's it. I hate people.
That's why I only let them do it once a month.
Yeah.
Actually, what if it's not once a month? It's just wiping their memories.
It's like, they were already here last week. Stop.
They wrote once a day, and he was like, rewrite that shit.
I don't feel like that.
But yeah, so he's just like, put them down on their way, go to Purity Canyon. So back at the cabin, Luna's just like, oh, hey, don't you worry about it. We're going to stay here for a month. We're going to be all right. And then, like, if you guys really want to get there, you could take a boat down the river.
So there are more ways to get to the freaking canyon.
But we can't. You can only take the bus once a month.
How convenient!
Unless you want to take the boat.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be more dangerous with a typhoon, like a ship?
Sure, but that doesn't matter now because the typhoon doesn't affect the small moment that we get.
Skyboat.
Because no skyboat in this one, but it probably would have worked. They just needed fucking Melody to just take them up the hill.
Ash's dad.
So yeah, they hop in a boat. Oh, actually, you know what? We're not there yet. They mention the river, but then they're like, let's drink some water. So it's storming. Hop in the boat. We'll do that tomorrow. Storm disappears. Let me get a bucket of water. And they're like, let's drink it. Brock, Misty, Pikachu, Togepi, we love it. Ash like, just water. Everyone gets mad. Yeah. And then we hop in the boat. But they're riding down the boat. Oh, it's so beautiful. They see the Ledion. Misty's like, oh, I love bug types. They're actually not that bad. And then Kakuna and Beedrill and Pincers. And it's like, let's just backpedal because we're probably halfway there maybe. We just, fuck it. We can't go this way.
Misty carries that entire team back on canoe upstream. I was like, damn.
I do love that shot though. We have Misty back. And you just have Brock and Ash like it was pretty great. Yeah.
There's some genuine good comedy in here. It's just, it gets muddled by everything else.
Oh yeah, it's awful. So yeah, they go back and let's see. So we're back at the drawing board trying to figure out how to get to Purity Canyon. But Brock suggests we climb the mountain. But Luna says it's the highest mountain in Johto, which isn't Mount Silver the highest mountain in Johto? Is that not the statistic?
I thought it was supposed to be.
It's, like with Mount Silver is like a huge like snow cap.
Yeah.
Like, there's no snow on this mountain, so I don't understand.
So I was
cut off.
It's just like part of me is just like there's like this entire movie I'm just like no, and then the fact that Brock has the audacity of being like we'll just climb it.
No, I already said you can't do that. You have to take the bus. Wait
Once
a month.
Or the boat.
Or the boat.
But yeah, the only way we can survive is if you're a Pokemon of certain conditions, yada yada yada.
Excuse me? There's Butterfree flying over there. You tell me Butterfree knows how...
They can survive the extreme conditions of the Purity Lake. But speaking of the Butterfree, Mewtwo watches them and he's like, wow, they were born on this planet. They deserve to be alive. I'm a clone. I should die. And he's just really depressing.
You know what it is?
Thing.
Mewtwo's been listening to a lot of My Chemical Romance. He literally, like, in this movie, he's literally just a emo kid from 2007. He's an emo MySpace kid. He's one of the emo MySpace kids from like 2007, 2010.
I used Chemical Rebirth.
What did you say?
I said Mew's Chemical Rebirth.
Which is like I feel like Mewtwo's a little bit better written in terms of like what he says compared to some of the other characters in this movie. But if we go off of his last line in the first movie of it is what you choose to do with the gift of life.
It's almost like he forgot about.
It's almost like he forgot.
I don't think that he forgot. I think it's just my dude. Depression's a fucking real thing. Like,
sure,
he's in an island by himself. It hasn't interacted, but with these bootleg Pokemon that he created. So like, I feel like
they still love him.
Yeah, but
to a degree. We have like half of the group.
Pikachu said, "Fuck,"
and a Pikachu who I don't understand why Pikachu is so salty, but apparently he is.
Rabid, dude. I think that the problems that they used this movie or expect whatever to make Mewtwo more human, and like if you think about it, like he is going through like. I mean, he's the only fucking intelligent person in that whole island, so like...
Don't you down talk that dugong.
Doesn't he fly away with Mew at the end of the first movie?
With Mewtwo, yeah.
No, Mewtwo and Mew, aren't they
Yeah.
together at the end flying away? Where the fuck is Mew?
Yeah, he fucking left.
Why
him
isn't
in
he like,
Africa.
Mew appeared at the very
Yes, that's fair.
Mew,
I assume it just, yeah.
Mew appeared at the very end of the movie, not with Mewtwo.
Just-
like
Okay.
when Ash saw him in the clouds.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Probably like a tour guide.
I think he's
like,
making
"Alright, here you go.
This
he's
is why
making
it's
his way
one-
to Gen 4. He's making his way to Sinnoh. He's like, my next cameo is in Sinnoh.
Oh, and I love how Mewtwo has the audacity of just immediately is like, Mew, my nemesis. I was like, dude, you just met him in the first movie. Like,
don't
how do
even-
you know?
You don't even know you
basically
fucking
dead.
exist.
He's like,
Mew's not even that intelligent either, so I imagine Mew's like, oh, he looks like me, but gray. Cool.
But yeah, Pikachu and Meowth are trying to convince Mewtwo, like, hey, they're giving the same speech, like, oh, the same earth, the same air, the same sky, we can all be friends.
same moon.
Yeah, Mewtwo's like, I don't believe it. Sorry.
That is our moon. I love
is
this.
our moon.
It's a weird line.
Come back to the cabin, there's a nice little knock on the door, and these two travelers arrive. We have Colin Calix, who's some medical professor who's supposed to be really important, trying to study the water of Purity Lake so we can heal humans. And then we've got Domino, who, I don't know if I ever took it out of the script. She was a very special lady until we found out she was 15, apparently.
Again, at the time of release. She's like
time of
30.
release.
She's
She's
like
30
30 or
now,
40
so it's
now.
okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, so Domino's like, oh my gosh, I love you, Luna. I want to be just like you when I grow up, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, he's like, Colin's like, I want to study the water, so could we go up there? They're like, ooh, again,
Bus.
once a month.
But I wanna. Okay.
You know what? I'm sorry, not until something happens can we go up there. Team Rocket, they crashed the party because I guess they went through the back porch, dropped some fireworks, said we're
Just
done
throw
with this.
firecrackers at people. Yeah. The dickheads at Mardi Gras. They just say, fuck you. Where are my beans?
Because like instead of being like, hey, wheezing, use like smoke screen or
Yeah.
whatever. Like fireworks, let's
Yeah.
burn down a wooden
They
tower.
forget their Pokemon exist this
Yeah.
movie. They just don't
They do.
throw anything out.
I was gonna pick Arbok, but it's
Yeah.
not there. So.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, if anyone wants to pick Meowth again, please. He's really rocketing the polls. But yeah, so Team Rocket uses like electric-proof wire, catches Pikachu, dip out. Colin's trying to stop me, like, hey, you could be better people. The weather's dangerous. And they're like, nah, fuck it. We're still gonna leave.
Why does everybody let them monologue? Why does nobody do anything? Why they're just like, yeah, we got Pikachu and we figured we have this wire and we're gonna get away in our air balloons. And why is nobody doing anything?
Yes.
Why are they just standing there being like, you won't get away with this?
My Pikachu, how dare you take it?
It's called respect. You're not gonna stop them from talking.
There's a few times where they've been. I think in 2000, we're like, I'll catch the motto on DVD or whatever. And
There's a scene in Gen 3 in Holland where Team Rocket does their like extended prepare for trouble, and the whole time in the background you see May and Ash and Max just saving the Pokemon, grabbing them from the cage, physically put it, and like the time Team Rocket's gone, like they're like tweet tweet, and like all the Pokemon are gone. These guys are like fucking gone on a car.
Is this the one where James like repeats himself 3 times? Is this the movie where that happens?
I don't recall.
I know that they
happening.
do the motto like 6 times in
Yeah.
this movie.
Dude, that model slaps though. Like when you hear that, like I got hype as fuck.
Right.
This is the movie where unfortunately he doesn't laugh
Yeah.
like, crazily at the end.
I feel like they tried making him manly, but at the same time, like here's the manly juice and the feminine juice, and they went, oh, well, manly juice. Oh shit, gosh. It's like James.
Okay.
James.
I
is
heard
just-
Jews. I'm like,
all James is like
Wrong
super,
Pokemon.
he's super feminine, but then they try to give him these like manly moments. And
Yeah.
it's a good mixture. I love it.
yeah. James is great character. But yeah, Team Rocket, they're like, sorry, we don't care about the weather, and they start getting all like tossed around in the balloon. And this is where Luna's like, damn, can't do anything about it. Ash's like, I have to. She's like, all right, I'm a mountain climber, by the way, and now we go up the hill. Because now it's convenient because we have to go after Pikachu.
I'm the person that knows this mountain the best. Excuse me? Wait a minute. I thought you said no one goes up there.
Except me when I want to.
Oh,
now
okay,
we can
cool.
go. Because
Gotcha.
I'm Luna, the doctor.
That's probably why it takes so long for the bus, because this bitch is climbing the mountain.
It's-
in her off time.
Let's see. So yeah, Team Rocket snag Pikachu. Colin tries to stop him. Suddenly a rock climber in the middle of the storm. So the rock starts to tumble as it's going down the hill. They're walking up. They're like, yeah, we're going to do this. And Domino's like, it'd be so scary if I stayed back there by myself. And then a big rock falls. Colin's like, I can't see. And Domino does like a fucking, what'd you guys call it last night?
Like a Naruto
Yeah.
anime.
Yeah. She literally jumps like 13 feet above Colin in front of him. She's like,
Almost hit me.
Like,
I have to backpedal. Did you really like this character?
I did like Domino.
Oh my goodness.
I liked her not for her personality. I remember liking her design. I thought she's a good character, but she does kind of suck. And she has a lot of just like, I don't want to call it plot convenience because it doesn't work out, but like, and we get to the staff shit later, and it's just like, what?
Yeah.
But,
the black tulip.
Exactly.
yeah, so she dodged the boulder. Storm picks up. Team Rocket's balloon's getting thrashed all around, and somehow, as the balloon flies by the mountain, the hook that they have in the mountain moves to the balloon.
Yeah,
Then they start.
It doesn't like wrap around it. The clip comes off of the mountain and gets attached to the hot air balloon.
It's just like if my elbow hears the balloon, and all of a sudden it's just like, whoops, here we go. Like it just happens. But in doing that,
How convenient!
Not to mention that basket fucks her up.
Yes.
Like, it collides. Like it went boom.
Luna should have been dead. They have no idea how to get the mountain.
Just drags her across the side of the mountain.
But during the chaos, this is the perfect moment for Domino to be like, there's Mewtwo with her binoculars. Hey, boss, I got him. And then she parkours up the rope.
and you remember those like fuzzy images that we were having back in the base? Yeah, I fixed that shit too.
Yeah. I got the new HD 4K guys.
They caught you in 4K.
So Domino, she's up there. The whole team climbs up. Like, wait a second. Domino, what's up? She rips off the clothes. She works for Team Rocket.
You know me as Domino, but they know me as Agent 0596
Domino!
SA009.
I hate it.
It's also known as the Black Tulip.
Yeah.
I never reveal my real name. Only people know me as this.
Even though she's probably, her real name is probably Domino.
Yeah.
She's like,
That's how she's just like messing with everyone. She's like, oh, I need a secret identity. I don't really vibe with any other name. I'm just gonna call myself Domino. I'm gonna tell them that's not my real name.
yes.
That's how you do
Yeah,
it.
they
Don't
just-
switcheroo.
They run to Facebook and like, oh, hey, Domino, I found you.
Yeah.
Domino
is
told
my
Domino
name
told-
actually Chris? No. But
No, it's
I'm
Chris
not gonna tell you
underscore
guys
B2.
my name.
Yeah, this is where Domino, she just defies fucking gravity.
Yeah.
And like
Stand
falls
sideways.
out of the ship and like hitches on with her heel or something and says bye balloon and pops it with the tulip.
And
a fucking
kills
tulip.
a balloon full of kids and adults. She don't give no fucks.
So,
And I'm like, it's like, okay, well, fine.
yeah, balloon falls, the crew and Team Rocket get separated, everything happens, Giovanni pulls in with the ship.
It's crazy to see competent Team Rocket. Like,
Yeah, really? But yeah, she pulls out a
Team
glider.
Rocket.
All I see is losers.
I think it's the actual line.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
You can tell me, I'm like, yeah, that was in the movie.
Like I just like how like every time they meet someone else from Team Rocket, they just get shit
Who
on.
are you?
Right.
Whenever they meet Cassidy and
The
Butch.
best brother. I know
It's
you.
Cassidy and
You
B.
like,
And they just say, oh, you think you're Team Rocket? Fuck you.
You're just the grunts that like you're on payroll, but
Well,
like,
first of all, they're kids. Because
Jesse
Team Rocket's
J.
15, so like, when you compare them to the full-grown adults that are actually in Team
Yes.
Rocket,
like the black tulip.
Black,
She's also 15.
but good 15.
Yeah.
Actually a part of Team Rocket.
okay.
So yeah, Domino pulls out a glider, flies to Giovanni's ship as they continue to like pull into Mewtwo's area, and then Pikachu somehow escapes the wire, and Team Rocket, the comedic part, Jesse James Meowth, are like, oh no, I wonder what it's gonna do,
This umbrella
Thunderball.
of ours.
Yes. So they get shocked, and then all of a sudden, I think I put Clonachoo in here to differentiate. But yeah, Clonachoo pops up and he's like, listen, bitch, I don't know what you're doing on my island. And Ash's Pikachu's like, I'm sorry, who are you? I'm sorry, I didn't want to be here, but like, could you help me? He's like, oh, bitch, what are you doing on my island? I'm real tired of your shit.
Which I don't understand. Like, why is Clonachoo so fucking mad at Pikachu after the first movie
Yes.
happened?
because he
And
never
they were like,
agreed.
oh,
He never agreed with the view. He's like, yeah, Mewtwo might feel this way. I don't let him represent me. Like, fuck this guy. Fuck
He is
everything.
not-
But we had a beautiful, like, I like to imagine the
He did.
cocky little, like, the bye, like Pikachu at the end of the movie, like, I'll see ya, was more like a, fuck you.
I'm gone. I kind of won.
Miss your memories.
You see a little piss come down.
That's what all the sparkles were at the end.
was like, Clone-Chew is so goddamn angry
Can we
throughout
get
this entire
Clone-Chew?
movie.
Can we get Clone-Chew like as a GIF in one of the games?
I'm curious. I know I'm not picking first, unfortunately, but is Clone-Chew actually not like the normal Pikachu
We
card?
discussed this last night.
Yeah,
and
I
think,
said, what if I chose Clone Meowth? Is it still just Meowth? Or
Yeah.
Is it, yeah.
So I was like, if you pick Venusaur too, I'd say
Yeah.
you still picked Venusaur. So I had to go with the same for Clone-Chew. So.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, so Pikachu would still fall under the one-time use one.
Even though it's like not Pikachu.
It's Pikachu.
I'm not picking it. I don't care. I was just asking.
Well, Pikachu carried this movie, so I could see if you would want to. There wasn't much to carry the movie.
Yeah,
So.
it really wasn't.
But at this point, yeah, Clone-Chew's running his mouth. Mewtwo pops in and says, hey, it's not worth the fight. You probably shouldn't. Clone-Chew says, fuck you, goes to attack him. Mewtwo's like,
Stop.
This, I literally was like, Mewtwo's about to kill a Pokemon. Like, I thought he was either going to compress it or just yeet it into the
Yeah, I really thought the compression was
Yeah.
coming out.
I love
He goes to run at him, he's like, oh.
I love how
I thought he was just gonna go, and then you
Yes.
just see Pikachu.
that was my first what my first thought is, but then as I saw the scene and I saw him stop and I saw it going down, I was like, is Mewtwo just gonna do the parent thing and be like, no,
stop.
bad?
Which is what he did.
He's just gonna throw him off the side.
And then Clone-Chew was like, oh,
Remember
okay,
how
cool.
Tyranitar
I'm
would
gonna
fly
stop.
after I smacked it?
I'm suddenly
That's
not
gonna
angry anymore.
So yeah, at this point, Mewtwo's doing his whole like, hey, we're useless. It's not worth the fight, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. And James is like, this is like the sequel to a movie I missed. It's like, it's funny because you were there, but memory away. It was a funny moment. But in this moment, the real Team Rocket, like they're swooping in with all their planes.
They
and
go,
blimps and
Avengers
shit.
assemble, and
Yeah.
all Doctor Strange things appear, and they're like,
On your left.
yeah.
You mean to tell me that like helicopters, air balloons have not flown over this passage before?
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
This is the highest mountain in Johto, Dante.
Them pulling this off would not have me believe it.
And it was because of the lack of aircraft that Mewtwo's like, fuck, they found a way.
Damn.
They found a will.
They have flying types.
I must kill the people.
So here, Clone-Chew. Now, I'm trying to remember how exactly. Maybe it's like we saw them come in, but they didn't officially approach. We're still like miles out. But then Clone-Chew's ranting like, "That's not fair. You get to see the world, and I fucking don't." And there's like a little montage of waterfalls and shit. And Pikachu's like, "I'm sorry. I didn't know you existed until 5 minutes ago. Like my existence isn't like it's
So
my problem
Clone-Chew
isn't your problem."
Clone-Chew's the greatest thing because when you think about it, there's so much hatred in that clone that I swear to God, that clone has to be the original Mimikyu. Because there's so much hatred in this little guy.
Imagine.
I just like part of me is just like, okay, I can understand Clone-Chew maybe getting some resentment, but like how long have they been in this island? It's like, why haven't you just left at this point, bro?
Pikachu probably doesn't let them.
Nothing. Later on in the movie, Mewtwo's just like, should I let them go or should I keep them here? It's like, I don't think Mewtwo would have done anything. If you would have been like, nah, bro, I'm gonna live my life. You know what you learned at the end of the first movie? What you should have kept with? I'm going out there and I'm gonna. I don't know.
Remember when Mewtwo did this and the whole
weather.
fucking world started like tsunamiing, and now he's just like, oh no, they have balloons, dude. Oh fuck, oh shit.
You think he'll do that with Nesquik? Just
Yeah.
He's got like a little spoon shown in there. Like, can I have some? No.
I'm a clone. I don't deserve to live. Papa Chalky, dude.
Mewtwo and the
I
child.
also want to bring up how they're all living in
They're a lot
like
shorter.
a cave. They're all living in a cave, but yet they also like Mewtwo has just one singular TV just set up in there. It's like, oh, what?
Is it my turn to watch Teletubbies? No, I'm watching the bus. It's that time of the month again. You can watch your cartoons later. But yeah, so as the game, Giovanni has some little monologue, and he's like, "We'll meet at sunrise." I'm like, "Why sunrise? Like, why do we have to wait like 6 hours before you're right there?"
Evil.
So I remember hearing that, and I was like, "Oh, Mewtwo's probably weaker at that." Like as a kid, that's what I thought when I saw it.
Yeah, it's just like
He's weaker at night. Or sunrise.
Yes.
I mean,
As we're pulling in, it's
your
just like,
theory
we're
by the end of the movie might prove true.
I don't think anything's out of the realm of possibility with this plot. But yeah, we back to the regular crew who's been washed up on another island. Like, oh, we got to get over there. That's where everybody is. So how do we do this? Luna's like, that's a tree. And Ash is like, I got this. Bulbasaur, Chikorita, Razor Leaf, make a boat. Because
Oh my
the
God.
precision.
Oh, this part pissed me off so bad.
Okay.
Because it's a hollow fucking dead tree. It's basically bark and just rotted wood. There's a big ass hole in the center of it. They gets hit with 2 razor leaves and it fills in the center and then makes a fucking canoe out of it. It's like, what? Hold the fuck up.
Because convenience. We need to get to the island and we're out of a boat. But so yeah, they start to row across the sea, save, let's go save Pikachu. Mewtwo's watching like, all right, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when they get here. Meanwhile, Clonichu's giving his little like soapbox speech like, hey, listen, Mewtwo's a dumbass. We have to go fight, otherwise we die. Or they're gonna capture us and experiment on us, whole 9 yards. We gotta fix this.
Pikachu deadass looked Mewtwo right in the eyes. He says, "Hey, look at me. I'm the captain now."
Oh, did we forget about the rocket balls that are just like one-shotting everything?
Not yet.
Okay.
That's
Not
next.
yet. They haven't started to descend.
There we go.
Okay.
So at this point, basically all but like 6 Pokemon are like, well, see a Mewtwo, and they take off to go fight Team Rocket.
I imagine all the poison types are like,
I don't want to.
I don't want to bother Master.
Well, I think it's weird because it's like Venusaur, Charizard, Rapidash, I think Vileplume, and like 2 other Pokemon are the only ones that don't go.
Okay.
Poison.
I think
There's
Squirtle,
practically
I think.
all the water Pokemon go.
Yeah, Blastoise is the only
Yeah.
starter that goes.
Right.
The fuck, Mewtwo has no moves to hurt him.
Who?
Blastoise.
I mean, it's
You
psychic,
can
psychic.
rip his shell off.
It's not super effective, but it's still gonna hurt.
Yeah. Water cannons removed.
Oh, don't, not my
The
buddy.
gore and viscera.
But to make sure that no trouble happens, the Pokemon lock Team Rocket up in a cage, except for Meowth, because he can talk to humans, so we might need him.
They don't have to lock me up.
The same oith. So. But Meowth is like, I'm gonna use this opportunity to get Pikachu because that's what's priority right now. Not that our own team's coming to maybe kill us by accident, but
It's like the boss is here. Don't give a fuck. This Pikachu, get him right in front of him. We'll be masters.
hey, boss, I finally did it. I got the Pikachu.
All it took was you putting the fear of God into everybody.
So yeah, the clones, they all hop in the water, swim, ride on whatever they need to. Ash's Pikachu decides to go along and is riding on Dugong. And Mewtwo's just watching like, I could stop them, but should I? They should make their own choice. I don't deserve to be here. Damn. So they kind of just do this thing. As they reach the island, we cut back to the gang who's like, oh man, we gotta start charging up these stairs because they got bypass each other somehow.
Yeah.
We're like, the Pokemon go to fight Team Rocket while Ash and everyone arrive on the island like, where'd everybody go? And then on their way up the stairs, they find like a little bit of water, and Cullen takes it like, oh yes, this could save the human race. But Luna's like, probably shouldn't do that, we're gonna fuck up the water. And this is where we meet Kanai's favorite part.
Can I talk about quality of life equal
Yeah.
quality of water?
Yeah.
Is that what we're coming up on?
Yeah,
I mean, if that was true, then obviously Alpha Sapphire would have been rated way better than
Yeah.
this. I want everything when it shows quality of life at this point for a new video game, when it's just like, oh, we're doing an enhanced port for PS5. Here's some quality of life changes. Water. Just water.
More water.
More
water
water.
could save the human race.
Too much water.
Okay.
See, after they're checking out the water to get a little sample, out from the bushes come out little baby Rhyhorns and little baby Nidoqueens.
Problem is it's a fucking Nidoqueen.
So,
Also, fun fact, Nidoking and Nidoqueen can't breed.
Yeah, they're different egg groups.
so I'll let you just
Nidoqueen
wanna
can't
rant
breed,
anymore?
period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nidoqueen can't breed, period.
Yeah.
Like once it becomes Nidorina, it is not able to breed mechanic-wise, which is weird.
Yeah, we
which
don't know
admittedly
why.
is weird.
Yeah.
Is weird. So I'm okay with them having a Nidoqueen being able to breed. That's not the issue though.
It's
The
that it's a
fact-
fucking Nidoqueen.
It's a fully evolved Pokemon
Yes,
as a
yes.
baby.
Yes.
Now here's the
The
thing.
size of a fucking Kangaskhan baby. And it's like,
Which I'll give it to them. They are cute.
yeah,
They're
there's
very
what
cute.
I read,
Logistically doesn't make sense.
what I read, it's because it's the clones of the babies.
That doesn't make sense.
I understand. That's just what I read.
It still doesn't make sense. If it's cloned and it has everything processing-wise as a normal Nidoqueen should be, it should still be popping out Nidorans.
Just saying, if I clone myself, that's a bad example. If I clone a woman and she gets impregnated, is she giving birth to a full-grown person? An adult that is just minuscule like a baby?
So we don't know because we don't know how the cloning works.
Sure, we don't. But it sounds wrong, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Nidoqueen's wrong.
I don't know.
My favorite part is I was like, oh, they just fucked up. It's like when they said Alakazam instead of Scyther. It's not. They just drew Nidoqueen instead of like baby Kangaskhan. That's all it is. And then one goes, look at the baby Nidoqueen. I was like, they knew. They knew what they were doing. They fucking knew what they were doing.
Nobody cut that. Nobody cut it.
Yeah.
Think about how powerful this little shit is going to become. And
That's
nobody
gonna be weak
said,
as fuck. It's gonna know struggle for like its entire life till it's like 40. It's gonna murder itself anytime
be
you
strong
go
as
fight.
shit, dude.
Think of the endurance it builds up, though.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
Team Rocket, that would have been, like, if Team Rocket would have done that, they should have caught it. How rare in the black market would be a baby?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because it shouldn't fucking exist. It's a freak of nature.
Bro, I can only imagine how that whole sequence would go. Be like a woman, and she looks at her husband, and she's like, I really want a baby Nidoqueen. Like, imagine a Nidoqueen.
And he goes,
but tell you,
yes,
he's
honey.
like, babe, that doesn't
Yeah,
exist.
he goes,
because it's a
"You're
fucking
stupid."
Nidoqueen. We need to evolve it. We need a stone. And then she's like, what's that over there? Fuck!
Also, I'm very positive that baby Rhyhorns are not that big. That's small.
They're adorable.
No, at least
I
that one's
still find baby like small Rhyhorns logical compared to
No,
baby
I'm just saying
Nidoqueen.
how small it is.
It was wacky.
Oh gosh, this movie.
So cut back to the clone army. They're here like, hey, we're on the island. Let's get ready to fight. When Team Rocket just like busts out over the horizon
Awesome.
and just starts shooting like red lasers at all the Pokemon, which is just like knocking them out like, oh, I'm dead.
Imagine Shadow Ball with pink.
Basically,
Yeah.
yeah. Which it's something. I don't know.
And,
something
and I
like
like
that.
how Gyarados at any point was like, I could do like a sick backflip, smack this thing out of the sky. I'm just gonna.
Damn, what's that?
Yeah, it gets
Oh, sorry. Damn, what's that?
That's just his jaw unhinged, just staring at everything.
I love how like you said that they came out from the mountains or whatever. Didn't we just see them like fly over the
Yeah.
mountains?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
did they go back into hiding and then came out again? And why was anybody surprised by this?
It wasn't sunrise yet, so they had to wait. And then as sunrise, they're like, what's up?
They need to be able to see us. We
They're-
want to make it kind of fair.
They were like, here we are. Okay, we're gonna sleep.
So as every Pokemon's get hit with this laser, they're becoming immobile, they start to pass out, and then the Team Rocket Pokeballs start
Yeah,
raining
they
from
rain
the sky.
Master Balls labeled with an R on them from the fucking sky.
The absolute convenience of Master Balls in
Yeah.
this game, or in these
Also, they're
movies.
not missing.
They're not, they're just dropping. Because like, I think I'd probably be more okay with it if I just saw them raining down. It's like, oh,
Just
that
like a
bounced off
crop
the rock.
dusting of Pokeballs.
Yeah, but you're like, no, this one, it's like
Black in
the
the
laser
sky.
set to be like, and
Yeah.
or it's just like, bop, and bop, it just hit every one, but it's okay.
Instant capture, and then Mewtwo goes, no, and breaks them all. And I was like, why not just stop them from, why not just force field over them? And just be like, no.
There's
I
so
just saw
many-
a bunch of blood.
There's so many weird things with this movie where it's just like, okay, Mewtwo definitely displays like huge bouts of power.
Yeah.
Why is there any issue?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he doesn't belong here. He
He's
shouldn't be.
conflicted with the idea of being a god. Like, do I help my creations?
I
or do
understand
let them
that,
play
but there's
with it?
part of me that realistically thinks that at some point, as everybody got there, you could have just did exactly what you did at the end of the first movie.
Just storm.
Yeah.
Just like at that point, everybody's memories are erased. They
Well,
don't know you're
But
there.
if we do that, we don't get to watch Mewtwo get yeeted into water.
You're right.
That's true.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
But yeah, so only Pokemon that don't get captured are the two Meowths, the two Pikachus. They're running from everything, about to get shot by a laser. Mewtwo's like, yeah, stop.
Which, for the record, that Clone-Chew was about to get captured. He was
100%.
quivering, and then Ash's Pikachu shoots the ball, and then he grabs it and he's like, we gotta go.
And then there's the part where like Clone Meowth gets tased.
Yeah.
And regular Meowth is like, hey bitch, sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you.
Claws the fuck out of his face, and he goes,
I'm sorry, did I hurt you?
no, there's visible scars on my face because it fucking tickled.
I'm sorry, the same voice.
You tickled me so hard that it left marks permanently.
The Meowth didn't react though. He was
like,
it was just like,
He's like,
Yeah.
oh, he's like, oh, you must not do a lot of battles, son.
One damage.
But yeah, as their Mewtwo pops in to save the day, lets all the Pokemon loose, etc., etc. Giovanni's like, oh man, must suck to be the Pokemon you left on the island. My team's already going to get them. So Mewtwo's like, do I stay here and fight? Do I go protect my other babies? I don't really know what to do.
we don't belong here.
We don't belong here. Maybe I should let them die.
Then-
I don't really know.
Oh, this whole movie, man.
Cut back to the island. We have Ash and the crew walking up, and we have Team Rocket just put these like bracelets around their torsos. Like, sorry, we can't have you in.
Which don't do anything.
Which literally do nothing.
Yeah.
It just keeps them like this.
He picks up 2 whole ass Pikachus, one in each hand, and he's like, "You good?
Are you guys all right?
Yeah, he's like, "You good?"
Why?
They literally have full access.
Why do they show such competence in certain things, and then when it comes down to like doing one thing right, it's just like, where is the consistency?
But yeah, to get to this point, they're captured. Mewtwo's like, you know what? Fine, I'm gonna go save my Pokemon. He takes up all the clones that left, goes back to the island, and we have did the Pikachus get yeeted yet? I don't think they got yeeted yet.
No, not yet.
Okay, well anyway, they're about to get yeeted into a rock.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, as the crew's getting captured, Domino's like, oh look, baby Nidoqueen. And
Yep, that's when she acknowledges it and fucking ruins the fact that they could have just been like, oh, we drew the wrong Pokemon, oops.
But yeah, this is where they're like, hey, Mewtwo, we're gonna hurt these babies if you don't surrender.
You know they're evil if they're threatening babies.
The baby Nidoqueens.
But yeah, so Mewtwo's like, all right, cool, we're done. We're gonna go save the babies. They go over there, they use the leverage, and Team Rocket like launches the Pikachus into like a rock, and they're like dead now. And Mewtwo's like, all right, stop, don't touch anybody else. I'll surrender. And then these 2 machines that look like
Freaking Domino's tulip just displaying multiple different functionalities.
Shoots lasers, blocks attacks, yeah.
Blocks
Like,
a Scyther coming down to strike her.
she needs to be a skin for Zero Suit Samus in Smash because like she has the Omnigun tattoo.
Do you know what?
Tattoo,
You know
what? Omnigun fucking whip.
Just because we always make a reference to this series, you know, in Yu-Gi-Oh! When Kaiba uses the card to stop somebody from shooting the gun, that's her with the tulips. Just because we make a Yu-Gi-Oh! Reference in every episode.
This shit turns metal. Like, it popped a balloon. It turned into a staff. It shot lasers.
Yeah, you know how Batman has batarangs?
Why is it that a Pokeball? Why can't you
know how
just
Batman
fucking tap
has
things on the head?
batarangs?
It's just yours now.
yeah.
You know how the batarangs do
Yeah.
different functions?
Yeah.
It's the same thing, bro.
Yeah, that's what it is.
What are they called? The Black Tulip?
Yeah.
Like, don't-
Black Duel?
I don't know if I'm okay with it. That's all.
So yeah, these 2 machines start capturing Mewtwo, and they're hurting him, zapping his energy, whatever. But he's like fighting back as well.
Also, I love the line earlier where Giovanni's like, "You can't do anything to machines." I was like, "Bro, what?"
The thing about previously being in my clutches is that I know how to beat you. Mewtwo wrecks the machine. He goes, aha, now I see that my machine has flaws. Thanks.
I was just about to bring that up because like the whole time Giovanni's just like talking shit. He does like Mewtwo is like, oh yeah, bet, breaks him, and Giovanni's like, see, you taught me that my machines do have limits to their.
So here's 2 more that are the exact same, but they're stronger.
Dude, like Giovanni is just like, I wanted you, but now I'm gonna shit talk you.
By the way, they could. You know how you can fix this whole special if Giovanni just
delete it.
No. If Giovanni would have showed up to this island
away.
with Mew3 to test the powers. Tell me that one have a
Mewtwo
better-
already killed the scientist who made him. Who's making Mew3?
If I add a number, it's stronger. You've met Porygon too, right? And then if we go from 2 to Z, it makes more. So it should be Mewtwo Z. Yeah. Not even Mega Mewtwo Z. No.
Mewtwo.
Yeah.
Mewtwo.
It's on, yeah, I was just gonna say that. So we're all gonna play Carlos and change our Mewtwo name to
We two just does a fusion dance with a sidebar.
So all the Pokemon are being consolidated in one spot. Pikachus are met back up, and Ash is like, oh my god, but, and this is where he picks him up with the brace on. He's like, what do I do? And then Luna and Colin are like, don't worry, we got it. And while they're contained, they pull out the water and like rehydrate both Pikachus, and they're like, oh, everything's better now. It's just, again, like, they're confined, as they shouldn't be able to do anything.
But they still have a full range of motion.
Yeah, and then after they save everyone, the Pikachu's like, we're okay. Domino's like, shut the fuck up over there. We're tired of your shit. Like, that's all she does to stop him. Is really inconvenient. But anyway, let me see. All the Pokemon and trainers are locked into a cage. Team Rocket starts sucking up the water, which is polluting the lake. Like real Team Rocket, not goofy Team Rocket. And then this pisses off all the bug Pokemon, the Ledion, the Butterfree, the Beedrill, who just start to swarm the island.
The first time that Giovanni's Persian ever shows fear, it's like, I don't like it. Persian turns into Misty for a second and is like, bugs.
Giovanni's just like, shut up.
Yeah, shut up. When do you ever attack?
All you do is sit by my side.
Yeah. Gary was beat by Mewtwo. I want the other cat. Shut up.
It's like my favorite moment of the movie, where like I think it's the first time we see Persian exist outside of being like.
It just stands there and smiles, and then it's like,
just like shut up. It's just.
But they took everything they were trying to do with like anxiety Tyranitar, tried to apply it to a Persian, but it didn't work.
Depression.
Just imagine like Tyranitar comes out like, and the Master Water's like, shut up, get in the Dark Ball.
Dark Ball.
Go, evil Tyranitar.
Persian still comes out, it's like, and it's still not happy.
There's still bugs in the air.
I'm still allergic to bees.
As these bug types start flying over the island, they're using sleep powder, which knocks out a grunt, which starts like a chain reaction, which then just blows up.
Which is another great moment of the movie where he's just like, oh, what's going?
Yeah, because blowtorches should have a safety, or when you let go, they stop. But this one's jammed or something, so it just falls into some machine. We don't see it. You see it fall into the abyss, and then everything blows up. So I assume a lot of Team Rocket died that day.
And I assume Mewtwo was just okay with this happening. Instead of just resetting everything from the get-go, was okay with Team Rocket members dying.
They tried to hurt his Pokemon.
Which, okay, I just want to say the first problem with this is clearly in the first movie, from when Mewtwo first decided to blow up the mansion, Giovanni should have been dead. He's somehow alive. He found a way to live. I don't know how. What is his suit made out of? Because I want that.
Vibranium.
He just pops the collar. He's like, I'm saved.
It's the same thing as John Wick suits. They're Kevlar.
He just puts Persian up in front, like, protect me, shut
He
up.
has like a liquid Kevlar suit, like.
It's made out of like shedded Mewtwo flakes.
I don't like Mewtwo flakes.
What about Mewsy flakes?
Sure, that's better. Mulesy flakes. So this explosion somehow like blows open the cage, and everybody's free.
All their bracelets just fall
Yeah,
off.
just break. I guess they were scientifically configured with something that blew up, which then broke the latches. It all works out in the end. So everyone's like, let's go protect Mewtwo, except for Colin and Luna are like, I want to go check on the water and make sure that's at room temperature. So they run off to go do that. And then Domino gets into a fight with a bunch of Scyther, and this is where she's like, not today, and she put her little tulip turns into a staff, and she starts swinging it and jumping and dashing, and as she launches over him, there's a little moment which I thought was irrelevant, where she's like, Team Rocket, mop the floor, like Jesse James, and because they mop the floor, fucking Black Tulip slips for like 30 seconds. She's like, and eventually just like slams into a bucket, which gives like this perfect upskirt for the Letty, and they're just back there like, okay. Yeah, I see you.
Just a whole swarm stopped because a woman fell over.
Yeah, now we're back at it. Colin's up there. He's like, oh, dude, the water's safe. That's a weird book. Yeah. There's like a 4-second moment where we see the lake. Colin's like, okay, it's safe. And then we cut back to the action. Like, I feel like we could have put that elsewhere or like later, but it
Or just not at all.
Or not at all. But we know the water's safe. So this is the best part. So we see Mewtwo being attacked. He's out here like, what's going on? How do you know who I am? And Ash is like, Team Rocket told us. By the way, we're going to try and save you because you saved my Pikachu. So I guess we're at the part where what would happen if Ash tried to punch this thing? Because I guess the Legendary is not the villain this time, so we're looking at the machines. And I guess we don't have to guess because we see what happens. Ash starts throwing hands with the machine, and Brock's like...
And then Brock is like, you know what? I'm getting in too. Like, he got like so hyped up for it. He's like, yo, Ash, what you're doing, I'm feeling it.
I just love the fact that this movie just like, okay, Ash and Brock have 2 brain cells.
then the Pikachus get in on it, and like, the Meowths,
They knock it over, and they're like, yes, we did it! And the thing's just like, say what? And just like rotates and says, nah.
It shocks harder.
Cool. Yeah.
Homeboy loses pupils, turns red, and is like, oh.
I think Chris made the joke where it was like, when he was like, when
she keeps sucking.
That's where all the animation budget went. That and the scenes where Misty's pulling Brock away because it suddenly goes from like 20 frames to like 800 when he's like, whoa, getting pulled away. Like, Brock's movements are stupid fluid when Misty's pulling him away.
I just love the fact that like Mewtwo is essentially a Super Saiyan because there's an animation later on.
Yes, the aura.
So he goes Kaioken here, and then later on.
So I paused the movie and I was like, oh, wait a minute, he just went Super Saiyan. Oh, Danny, I'm making a reference.
So yeah, at this point, they knock over the Shmeet.
The Shmeet?
The machine.
They knock over the Shmeet.
They knock over the machine, which is literally nothing. So Mewtwo's like, all right, I'll use the last of my power to fix this because you guys are useless. Which he blows up the machines with psychic power, which then drains him of every energy he has. They're like, don't worry, we'll take him to the lake and we'll save him.
Is that what happens?
Yeah.
I thought the second machine literally just blew up by itself.
I think they just
it freaked out that the one got blown
Oh,
up.
no.
It was like, oh my god!
And then Giovanni's like, thanks, machine. You showed me the weakness of my machine.
Here's the third set.
Which I like how Domino was like, even if you destroy them, we'll just make more.
Yeah.
Okay. Shut up.
You're gonna have to wait
15-year-old.
till next sunrise anyway.
Also,
You're gonna have to wait a month for the next bus anyway.
I know.
Oh fuck, our airships are useless until next month.
I know you guys haven't brought it up yet, but have you talked about freaking Giovanni's wanking hand? Now it just crushes machines and glass like nothing.
Yeah, I was like, why is he fist fighting fucking Mewtwo?
Like, it was like when he was drinking whiskey, you see him like really grabbing that, and it's like, oh,
It's like, do we need to show that? Why is he just crushing things with his right hand?
Have you ever
Because
seen
if that
when
scene
Meow?
didn't exist, Leonardo DiCaprio would have never got inspiration.
You know when Team Rocket, when Meowth does the, oh, if we catch this Pokemon and the boss in the morning, and then they do the whole like, here's why we need to catch Spinarak. So like they do the little cartoons.
Yeah.
You know, if you look, the boss is always fucking
Yeah.
dude. Like he's always buffed. And no matter what the scenario is, swimming, dancing, like they always have Giovanni like super shredded.
You always remember for like the first two gens where like Giovanni was like a mystery?
Yeah.
Like you only ever saw like chin and chest, or it was
Yeah.
like, I'm Giovanni, Shadow. And then eventually it's just like, oh, there he is. We know what he looks like.
Well, Ash had
In
to
his
fight him
bright,
eventually.
in his
Right.
bright, in his
Well, I don't think Ash ever fought it because that's when
No.
Giovanni, it takes place during the Mewtwo movie. So Giovanni's doing the thing with the lab. So at the gym is Jesse and James with like, I think they have Nita, I think it's Nido Queen.
Yeah.
Or Nido King and Arcanine or something. No,
Rhydon.
Rhydon, that's what Gary has,
Giovanni.
It's a
and-
fucky inning. He wins.
And then they reference Giovanni again in Sun and Moon in the actual
Yeah.
anime. You actually see him because he's related to
boy.
Nanu.
But anywho,
Giovanni in his bright ash orange suit.
Mewtwo's like, I'm dead. And Brock and Ash are like, let's carry him to the lake. Team Rocket pulls in like, hey, you're not going anywhere. That's mine.
I don't remember him ever releasing them from their balls, but at some point, it is him carrying Mewtwo over his shoulder, and then Chikorita and fucking Bulbasaur just magically appear behind, sticking their fucking vines
So
up Mewtwo's
before you
butt.
keep going, I'm gonna tell you this is where my confusion came in. Right?
Okay.
So I grabbed Pokemon Forever, right, which I haven't seen in a while, but a lot more recent than this. I have only ever seen this once, and I combined those two movies with some anime stuff, right?
Yeah.
So in my mind, and this happened. Remember when I said I was watching Pokemon? Do you remember when I said I was watching Pokemon Forever? And I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, this is a lot different than I remember. So here's what happened in my
Oh,
brain.
here we
I don't
go.
know how.
Now we have to watch these episodes.
Let me transition.
No.
I have this line. Let me transition into
Yes, alright.
that. Because I put, because when Team Rocket attacks, Brock's like, hey, me and Misty got this. You
Everybody's
take Mewtwo.
Pokemon, yeah.
They bring out the Pokemon. And at this point, Brock has a Golbat, but we know in Forever, he's got a Crobat, which means this movie came before. So if we just didn't watch it, it
Yeah.
wouldn't have fucked everything
Ash
up.
also
Which
still
this
has
should have come
Chikorita
before Forever. He
instead of
does still have
Bailey.
Chikorita, exactly.
Yeah.
Which means, John, you're a moron. Suicune isn't even in
Damn.
this movie.
So here's what I remember. I remember the lake being polluted, and then there's Mewtwo and Celebi.
Yeah.
Right? Which obviously didn't happen. And then I remember they went to throw it to the lake, and the lake was corrupted. And I remember Suicune going, and like you see the waves, right? That happens in the fucking anime. It has nothing to do with legendaries. It has nothing to do with that lake. It's just a lake that's polluted, and then they show you the scene of Mewtwo walking, just to show you that he can purify water. That is it. Like it's not part of the story.
It's not really-
So I combined that for some reason
With-
with this movie, and then for some reason I was like, oh, Mewtwo and Sylvia are in the same movie.
Yeah.
And I think it was the whole idea of the lake. It's what I put together in my
Yeah.
brain.
Which is what I figured was the case.
Body
Yeah.
of water is same as other bodies.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're
quality
kind
of water is quality of life.
This time they're kind of the same thing. Like it's
Yeah.
a lake of purity that can cure anything, and then a lake that can cure it. Like
Except in this movie, the lake worked. We didn't
Right.
need time travel.
Right,
bullshit.
And the other problem I had was is that I think I mixed it up too because of the Johto stuff. Because like they both have Johto mons.
Yeah.
So I think that because I haven't seen this one so long, but when I watched Forever, I was like, something's not right. When did?
Yeah.
Because I kept saying like,
Where's Mewtwo?
when does Mewtwo come in? To
Yeah.
like,
to go Super Saiyan.
Mewtwo could have helped a lot in that movie. Like,
Which is just like how like when Ash like threw him like over the shoulder, like Ash put all of like his weight into that throw,
Except
and you hear
his
Mewtwo just go, "Oh!"
Yeah, but we need the line that goes with that.
Let's transition into that. So yeah, Ash, Bulbasaur, and Chikorita shoving their vines up his ass, up the hill. And Mewtwo's like, literally, why are you helping me? I don't belong here. I'm trash. I should be dead. And Ash is like, you're a good guy. And then Mewtwo's like, you must be one of those humans, the good ones.
You're one of a kind. You're unique.
You're one. He's like,
That's what unique means, Mewtwo. Thanks.
Isn't everybody unique? You know what I mean? But yeah, he doesn't remember Ash or doesn't think much of him beforehand. Because Mewtwo should remember Ash. Because that was the whole thing. I'm like, you know what? You're a good kid. I can learn a lot from you. And now it's just like, wow, you're a good kid. I can learn a lot from you. Like,
Mewtwo does remember him because he remembers
Obviously,
when
to
the
some
child's
degree.
flying in. It's like those kids again.
yeah, but here
But
he's
then
just
here
like,
it's like
I forgot how good of a kid you were. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
He was probably it was probably like the whole thing was he was like, this could have just been a fluke. Time changes, time progresses. He could
Now that I
have
went
changed
his memory, he's a
ideals.
bad kid.
Yeah.
They wiped the memory. This was the true test, and that's why he's like, so you really are just a nice guy, huh?
So Ash is like, well, Mewtwo, you're pretty unique too. And he's just like, no, I'm trash. So Ash rolls up with Mewtwo, and Ash like, hey, we gotta get Mewtwo in that water. Colin's like, you can't, you'll ruin the planet. He's like, I don't fucking care. Yeet!
Whole ass mon into the center of the lake. Just fucking.
just for reference, because if I'm recalling this correctly, Mewtwo is about as heavy or heavier than Charizard.
I think
Right?
so.
I think so.
Goddamn, Ash! Why?
That just shows Ash could pick up Charizard if he needed
This
to.
is why Ash literally throws himself into everything in every movie that we've seen so far.
Well, I've seen, there was a graph, and this is totally off topic, but there was a graph of Ash, like, being able to do different shit and just be human. Like, there's a clip of him with Fletchinder on his arm. And Fletchinder's like 80 pounds or something, and he's just like, what's up, bird? And it's just like, what?
What about holding Cosmium?
or Lavatar.
Yeah, that's it.
Or Lavatar, where he picked up the Lavatar
Yeah, it's like
that's 500 pounds.
Yeah.
There was a whole graph of those. Like, Ash is just obscene human strength. And it was...
Or
like,
when he picked up the entire,
Because Cosmium's like 999.9
Yeah.
kilotons or some
when he
shit.
picked
Like,
up the entire Alola
It's an entire
region.
universe.
Yes.
He carried that whole series. For once, Ash actually carried a series.
I was agreeing with you, and you're like, yeah, when he picked up the Alolan region, I'm like,
Ash is the only. It's insane to say it, but Ash is the only good thing that came out of that whole like.
I don't know,
anime.
Rowlet was pretty great.
Nah, fuck around.
Fuck you.
Lake and Rock exists.
It's about living.
It's true.
His whole line.
But yeah, so Mewtwo gets launched into the lake and just starts to have this, because I guess he's like dead, but then the water gives him like a rebirth, so he starts to have like the same memories from the first movie.
He falls in that water for like a solid.
That's a
like,
deep
minute.
lake. It's
Yeah.
a deep.
It's a very deep lake. That must be where the baby Nidoqueens were growing.
Rowing.
That's a very deep lake,
pods.
which is going to bring up questions for later events.
So yeah, he's diving down there, living his life, and he starts to like re-see Mew for the first time, like, I'm ready to be, and then, you know, it kind of just chills for a little bit. But then, so Giovanni flies in, like, where'd you put the fucking Mewtwo? I need him. So Mewtwo breaks out of the water, and it's just like, you know what?
Super Saiyan Mewtwo.
I'm stronger now because I'm born again. It was a very Christian-like moment where it's like, I'm a born-again Christian, and all of a sudden, like, I have the power of Jesus, except I have the power of Mewtwo, and I'm about to kill you.
And not on my side.
I have the power of being hydrated.
So this reminds me of the
This
scene-
water helped me.
Have you guys seen Team 4-Star when Vegeta loses his Dragon Ball and he's on the water and like,
Yeah. Yeah.
or I guess the original as well.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, big beam of light which Shad like covers everything, and then Team Rocket's like, I don't know exactly what this beam of light is, if we're doing the time travel, teleport, rewind thing again.
It evaporates the lake, moves it to nighttime.
Yeah, and changes the time of day, gets rid of all the water, teleports Team Rocket to the beach.
And all of them collectively don't know why they're there.
Yeah, like literally it just does everything. He just big banged that island.
Like he was
Mewtwo freaking transferred the entirety of that top lake into a mountain!
What's the one that Dialga uses?
Roar time?
Roar time. I think that's what Mewtwo's been using.
What happened?
It's like Celebi.
What happened to the rest of the mountain that was there? Where did that get transferred
gone.
to? You mean to tell me you had this entire movie where Mewtwo could have did this shit and just didn't do it?
So this happens, and Cullen and Luna are just like, oh man, the water's gone. But we do have this sample. I guess we can try and recreate it. I don't know what exactly.
Water.
Why?
So we can heal humans.
Why did we need this subplot in here?
So we can fix society.
It's water with sugar.
What is this subplot? Oh, I found the water. Okay, but we can't use it. I'm gonna create a synthesis. I'm gonna synthetic water.
So this is where we find out.
Link in 4.
So Mewtwo teleports everything underwater. The Pokemon, everything is like, yo, this is where everybody's gonna be safe. But like, okay, we'll get to it. He's like, everything's gonna be safe now. I moved everything underground. No one's gonna be able to see us with some 4K binoculars. Now I'm gonna wipe your minds. And Ash like, you can't do that. And Meowth, clone Meowth, no, Team Rocket Meowth.
Yep.
Team Rocket Meowth's just like, yo, bitch, that don't make no sense. We gotta remember everything.
That's not fair, because how are we supposed to grow from this if
How
we
we-
don't
yeah.
remember?
How are we supposed to see the same oath and the same air and the same sky if we get rid of our memories?
And then Mewtwo was like, "Yo,
Okay.
dog, that's right."
That's right. And
Very easy to convince. Very easy.
But I guess in this being like, you know what, if I'm gonna let you remember, I guess we gotta move again. So he takes all the Pokemon and fly off.
So but essentially, Ash promised that he's not going to say anything.
Yeah.
Ash is one of the worst people when it comes to keeping promises. He promised to come back for Primate, right?
And we're not saying he won't.
He promised
He didn't say when.
He promised to come visit every single one-off character he ever made. We'll see ya. We'll come return one day. He did the same thing with Lapras. He promised to come back. Bro, he's been through so many goddamn regions. Somebody's still at Lapras.
Ash is not dead yet. He could still come back.
He's still the same age, so
He's still the same
technically.
age. For all we know, this could be a week after he let Lapras go. There's still a
I
chance.
think Ash is aware of his immortality, and when he says, "We'll come back one day," he knows. He just knows.
He's
Like,
just
I
waiting
got
till
all
they're on
the
their
time in
deathbed.
the world.
He'll just be like, oh, Lapras, it's gonna be okay. You can sleep now.
Who's
Where's that Pidgeot?
Who's the other Pokemon that he
Butterfree? Or
no, he's not coming back.
No.
Pidgeot, Butterfree, Lapras.
There's a big one that he like let
Greninja.
somewhere. Well, yeah, no, it was something from Kanto or
Primate.
No,
he
I
said
already said
Evan, you're not in the podcast.
I can't remember. There's somebody apart from Primate that's just escaping my mind.
He let go a lot of.
Yeah, but here,
Oh, Kanto, I mean,
Like in all
other than
actuality,
Charizard and Squirtle.
No, I can't remember.
Squirtle was a big one. Squirtle was way later too.
Yeah, because I think he left at the end of Gen 2 because he joined the Squirtle Squad. Yeah, the Squirtle Squad again.
And they become firefighters.
Yeah. But he's still like receivable. I think those are his big Kanto ones that are.
That might be. I don't know. I'll look after this.
His
Sure.
arc.
Yeah, good one. But yeah, so he's just like, I can't wait to tell Professor Oak, no, you can't have your memories. Yes, you can. That's fine. So Mewtwo's like, I guess we got to move again. So let's fix Team Rocket's balloon. And while we're at it, let's make a magical Pikachu balloon out of nowhere.
Just materializing it. That was like the biggest thing I pointed out.
WandaVision spoilers.
And I just go, wait a minute, what? There's the Meowth balloon, and then there's the Pikachu balloon that just came out of nowhere.
Chris lost his fucking mind. I was trying to edit. Okay, as of today, episode 3 came out for 3. I was putting everything together, putting the end cap on. I just hear Chris like, "What's this fucking Pikachu balloon?"
It broke Chris.
Because I was like, that either implies they either had it the whole time and they never used it.
Just get up the
oh shit! Once a month we can just take the air balloon.
Listen, the rules are once a month we go up the mountain.
You know what my favorite part is? Is all these people help Ash and everybody get up the mountain, and Ash, Brock, and Misty are like, "This is our fucking Pikachu balloon. You can take the fucking bus. You can take the fucking bus."
Once a month!
Yeah,
Enjoy it!
because the bus is there for Colin. And they're just like, take the bus. You can't fucking fly with us. You're not cool enough.
They were going their separate ways. It was fine. Ash is still a good kid. Anyway, so that whole
You're
thing
just here for
happened.
exposition as for why Domino needed to go up the mountain.
So the bus. What happened? Yeah, Domino got teleported. I guess Team Rocket just left. I don't really know.
They get
After
teleported by Mewtwo after the sleep powder and the memories get erased from all.
Yeah,
Team
so
Rocket.
there, I guess they're just like, I guess we'll just leave. They don't
They
really
get
go figure out.
teleported to the shore. They're like, we don't remember anything. What were we doing? Oh, I think we were doing a secret ops. What secret ops were we doing? I don't know. That's your business. Well, let's get out of here. It's not gonna be so secret anymore. You're right. Let's retreat. Is this how? What?
Cut back to the bus.
Being an agent, it's hard.
Gang operations, it's hard.
So I guess the bus is coming down. Maybe it's a month later. Is the bus coming to pick up again? Is he? It's picking up from the bus is here.
Could you imagine if Mewtwo screamed, that pillar of light appeared, and everybody just lost a month of their life? They just vanished for a month.
The Pokemon League was gone. I was like,
Yeah.
I was supposed to compete in that. I gotta wait another year.
Yeah, that's why he lost, because everybody was a month stronger than him.
The great part was, so that bus did all of its flippy dips, got put back down. The bus driver freaked out, had a panic attack, and waited there for 30 days, and then came back.
And said that they just came back like, hey Colin, you ready to go? He's like, nah, I'm gonna fuck this bitch.
Why do we need to know this part of the story? Why do we need to know that they have a thing? It adds nothing to.
It's so they can save the human race with magic water.
Honestly,
I think the problem is that they wanted to keep going, and I imagine that this didn't do good.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're not getting a sequel.
Sorry, Colin.
The lake does nothing for this entire it doesn't.
It
Because
saves
Rocket
Mewtwo.
Rocket tries to
It
steal
sa-
it.
it saves
right,
Mewtwo, that's
but so here's the thing: they could have just used Pokemon Tears. If Pokemon Tears can cure
So I
Ash
think
from
that's
being
what my
fucking
confusion-
So
stoned,
Mewtwo's not real, so he doesn't deserve Pokemon Tears.
Ash isn't a Pokemon.
Ash is real though.
Yeah, I think that the lake was the whole part where, like you say, it had nothing to do with the story, which is, I think, where it's the major part of my confusion. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, lake, and then I
Yeah.
just put it together because
They didn't need the lake. All they needed was the hidden valley of Pokemon,
Yeah.
and then it's like what brought Mewtwo back. It's like the care of all the Pokemon he thought were fake because their emotions are real. And it's like, oh, they care about him, they love him, they're crying for him, boom, healed Mewtwo, Mewtwo goes back, Super Saiyan Tear Blast, fucking month forward in time, fucking bullshit. But like, the lake is irrelevant in this entire movie. They just do it because like, environmental message, because why the fuck not?
So we
That's
cut.
the plot of the whole movie. Why the fuck?
Yeah. Mewtwo 2, why the fuck not?
That's the title of the
that's
episode.
an honest title.
Spell it weird though, put Mew, then the number 2, then the word 2, colon, why the fuck not? What? It's like why fucking, like why not? Like the Pokemon, but there's 2 hyphens, it's like why the fuck?
Can I change? I'm gonna change when we get to Genesis. I'm just gonna call that Mewtwo 3, like Mewtwo 3 the
Yeah.
movie, whatever.
Mewtwo 3 Returns. This is what Mewtwo Returns should have been.
Cut. The gang's walking through the city. They're like, Mewtwo does like a little like whisper, like, "I will remember you always." And Ash like, "What the fuck?" I guess I heard Mewtwo, or maybe it was just a memory.
What the fuck? Why? What does that line mean? He told you that he was going to be speaking to you every now and then telepathically. Why did you just suddenly forget him? He
By the
didn't
way-
delete your memories.
By the way, he doesn't do that.
What? Delete them?
Talk to him telepathically every once in a while. Like, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Like,
Must have been the wind.
yeah, they're both
I'll
liars.
see you
What are
next
the, what are the
time.
chances that he
Imagine how lit would
does?
have been. Imagine Ash when he was in the league and he's like, "Ugh," and then Ash has like 5 Pokeballs, so he never caught a sixth one.
Hey Ash, he's gonna send out a Torkoal.
No,
Use your
bro.
water type.
They're like, "Yeah, Ash, I know all your Pokemon." That's where you're landing.
Pillar
Mewtwo does
nuke.
this. Oh, Mewtwo goes.
teleports the enemy a month away. Ash wins.
Like the cherry on top of this movie is it ends. It's like, but there's talks about a town where a mysterious Pokemon comes around, but only in the light of the moon. And I'm like, okay, so wait a minute. Mewtwo didn't learn anything from this movie, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, he still comes
Mewtwo talked about that in the middle point of this movie. It's like, we should only live by the light of the moon, so that way no one bothers us.
He just, as soon
And
as
then-
Ash left, he's like, I don't know what to do anymore.
We should go hide, buy a
That's the
town,
thing.
and I'll
At
come
the
out there.
end of the movie, Mewtwo just becomes a vigilante.
I was just gonna
He
say that.
beats the shit out of
He becomes Batman?
Where's Ash?
Where's Ash Ketchum?
Time to rank it, because this is going to be quick.
Yep, okay, so final reflections?
Just put it on the bottom of
Garbage,
all the-
yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm interested in one thing. would this rank lower than
2000?
No.
I think we should just put this at number 26.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, right? But can this be worse than Gen 5? You guys have watched Gen 5?
I have seen them, but
Do
not.
you think this is worse, just from what you remember?
I think it is.
You think so? Okay. I'm not saying it's not.
Even like with not remembering the plot, I just remember like let's switch shinies because it'll be cool for the 2 movies. I liked it. I didn't think it really
Studio got paid for that. By the way.
Cool. Get your money where you
That
can.
was
You
like
know?
the studio. People got paid to like do
Change
minimal
color.
changes.
Yeah.
I will.
Make your money, baby.
I will freely admit that I will give this movie the benefit of the doubt that it may not technically be a movie.
Okay.
But if we're considering it as a movie for our intents and purposes,
25.5.
this movie is bad.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
I love Mewtwo. This movie is bad.
This is an example though that Mewtwo cannot.
Yeah.
So you know how like Pokemon always goes like, oh, a little Mewtwo here, a little
Yeah.
Charizard here.
Mewtwo doesn't make
This is
everything
evident.
better.
Yeah.
So,
Garbage.
number 1.
No.
All right.
Unless it's golf rules.
Okay. So it's the worst movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitively.
So then the list currently looks like number 1, Pokemon the first movie. Number 2, Pokemon 3, The Spell of the Unknown. Number 3, Pokemon Forever. Number 4, Pokemon 2000, The Power of One. And number 5, Pokemon Mewtwo Returns.
Mewtwo 2, why
Perfect.
the fuck not?
And
I forgot to bring up Brock's phenomenal line when he was talking to Domino, where he just goes on like, do you ever want to go side by side and let's see if we make a pair? It's just like, what the fuck, Brock?
I would like
Why?
to see Domino
I'm 15.
in some capacity again.
To be fair, I think Brock's also younger.
Yeah, I think he's like.
So there's 2
17,
things I want to watch. I want to see more of Giovanni's like strength that was portrayed here, and Domino. Like Domino's finesse. She is a Kohona ninja. Like
Yeah.
the way that she fought like she was from the world of Naruto.
So-
Also, she fought multiple. Like she clearly trains with Pokemon. I'm just gonna assume.
Death Battle, I need to see the Black Tulip versus fucking Nightwing.
So I remember the next movie will be Heroes, and I don't remember the names of the villains, but there is a blonde one that resembles Domino. And I thought this led into that in Domino Returned. And after seeing
Return of
this movie,
Domino.
I'm like, that is not Domino. I don't think it's the same character. Unless it is, and I'm remembering it that it's not. But if it is, I'm like, cool, Domino's back.
Alright guys, but hear me out. Pokemon Legends Arceus, Domino pops up, she throws Mewtwo, he uses an ability, they go in the future.
If Domino comes up in Pokemon Legends Arceus,
I'll return it. I'll return the
Alright, so
fucking-
I'm gonna make a bet. So I wanna hear it.
Annie and Oakley, by the way.
that's, yep.
I want to hear the bet that he's about to make.
What?
You just said if Domino shows
Oh,
up.
the bed. The bed he's about. I
If,
heard bet.
I thought he was just saying bet.
I don't know, I didn't really think of anything. It was more of just like an exclamation.
Bet.
Somebody
If she
finish
shows
the
up,
statement for me.
if she shows up in Legends,
You have to jerk us all.
I will use my authority as the host of this channel to put Pokemon Mewtwo Returns at the top of the list.
Can you shake his hand, Chris? Shake his hand.
If Domino is in Legends Arceus, Mewtwo Returns becomes the number 1.
You're gonna feel so stupid when the game
I
comes
can't
out.
wait. Because then immediately when that moves to the top of the list and someone's scrolling through Reddit like, Mewtwo Returns, what the fuck? And just starts to share it and then the channel blows up and I'm like, Domino did nothing wrong.
I'm just saying, if Domino's was in Endgame, Thanos or in Infinity War, Thanos would have won. He would have thrown one of the roses.
The tulip right in his eye.
The gauntlet would have fell down.
He starts whispering and he's like, should have aimed for the.
I'm the Black Tulip!
Alrighty, so with the movie ranked, I guess it's time for the Pokemon Poll Challenge. At the time
The
of
results are
recording,
this.
because again, results are wacky. They're always on social media, but I'll give whatever the current ones are. At the time of recording this, we just got the results for the second episode, Pokemon 2000, where out on top we had another amazing tie because you fuckers in the audience can't break a tie to save your fucking lives. Congratulations to Chris and Dante for earning a point for Zapdos and Slowking.
One vote for him was another vote for Pants.
And I'm glad we all appreciate who the true villain of 2000 was. True villain Zapdos.
It's insane that Zapdos that Slowking can keep up with Bolt with us.
Yeah.
I know.
You would think everybody would have voted legendary for that.
Absolutely.
And then a solid third place, we had Ekans and Meowth trailing in the back. So I just don't think Meowth is a good pick, but I'll let everyone do what they want to do. Maybe one day it'll play out. So in today's poll challenge, John gets to start, and then next week we'll start the cycle over again.
So I'm glad somebody asked you about the Clumchew because that was my choice.
Okay.
But I don't want to.
Use the Pikachu.
Yeah, because
I
like
just want to take the totem.
yeah. So I'm just gonna go in with the little baby.
Which
The
one?
Nidoqueen?
or Rhyhorn?
Baby
Nidoqueen.
Nidoqueen. You have to specify
Yeah,
this,
it's-
by the way.
Yeah.
You have
So
to,
it's
you have to
baby
spa- You have to specify baby
Dane's like,
Nidoqueen.
shit, that was mine.
No, I honestly, I don't fucking know. There's no like good Pokemon in
Pick
this
any of the
movie.
clones that have markings.
Yeah, I was gonna say, at this point, it's just choose something.
Do you think if I pick Charizard, I win?
If you pick Charizard and somebody picks
Greymon?
Mewtwo,
It's
if you pick Charizard and someone picks Mewtwo, those are gonna be the two ties.
yeah.
Unless someone else takes Pikachu. Then it's just a three-way tie.
So I'm just gonna say this is the worst movie to pick Pikachu because
Absolutely.
there's at least 3 other movies where Pikachu has some banger moments.
Yeah.
It's just that I'm afraid that we're gonna get to the first movie where Pikachu has a banger moment. Where that person will go Pikachu, and then
Yeah.
the whole show's ruined.
The thing is, like, the cast we have for this movie is essentially the same as Pokemon the first movie,
Yeah.
with the exception of Misty and Brock's teams and then Chikorita.
Right.
The big right one.
Baby right.
You also have like Ladian, which is a new
Yeah,
Pokemon.
Ladian.
Yep, the clone Meow.
I'm not picking Meowth. I really don't.
You have Arceus. He's with you at all times.
Fair.
Brock and Ash can use tackle, so
Can somebody pick? Can somebody pick Domino? She was
not a
fighting up
Pokemon.
par with like.
It's not how this works.
She was fighting up par with some.
You say Black Tulip, but it's not her. It's the actual Black Tulip.
It's
She's
just the
shooting.
flowers.
she was a shiny Roserade the whole time.
If I start to change the rules now, this whole thing falls into chaos. And
Hey,
someone's
look.
just like, did you see the brick in that building in movie 12? I want that.
Bro, I'm just saying, Hyper Mode Roserade is a boss.
I'm gonna rock Dugong. Okay. Yeah, I'll go with Dugong.
The tricky part about this is that I've always kind of done like a troll /
they're
joke
all
answer,
trolls.
but this entire movie is just
right.
it's all of this movie. So like I'm gonna pick the Pokemon in the movie that did nothing wrong, and that's Togepi. Togepi just did nothing wrong. It was there and it was cute.
It used to bother me how useless and worthless he was on the show for the longest time.
He was a baby.
But like it grew on me. No, I hated the conventional like metronome. I
No,
always hated
Togepi's
that.
Togepi's the ultimate Deus Ex Machina.
But yeah, but the thing is, Togepi knew metronome. Like he knew what move was coming up because it's like, oh, here's conveniently teleport us to the next town.
Yeah.
Because there's when they're falling off like a cliff, and he's like, Togepi, Togepi, and then boom, they're in town. I'm like, how did you know? How did you know that was an explosion or like fire blast or fucking like mind whip?
Convenience. That's what always happens
Roar
with
of
the
time.
that's what always
Special
happens with
red.
the writing is that they get the team to some point where they're just like, oh man, we're really ramping this up. How are they going to get? Fuck, we backed ourselves into a hole.
That's what it was. It wasn't even the
Togepi
water.
uses metronome teleport. Okay, we good?
It wasn't
Yep.
even the water. Togepi metronomed helping hand, and that's what made Mewtwo go Super Saiyan. You just couldn't see it because it was in the bag. They didn't want to animate it.
Well, can I?
I have been going on a trend of picking my favorites
Okay.
that were in the movie, and I don't think they put any of them in.
Totodile was in the Pokeball in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Probably not. Poliwhirl's in there.
I'm gonna have to go with Bulbasaur because that motherfucker filled a log up with leaves and then carved it into a boat.
I did not think you were going to say filled a log. I thought you were going to say filled Mewtwo with his voice.
I mean, he did.
I thought that's where
He
he was
did.
going to.
Homeboy filled a lot of holes that day.
Bulbasaur took priority.
Yeah.
Did Ash? It would have had Heracross here, yeah. Sure would have been helpful to have
In
him.
theory, but I don't think we ever see Heracross in a movie.
Probably not.
He'd be
I mean,
too
I don't know
Is that
why.
right across in here?
I got halfway. I'm halfway through Heroes, and I still have yet to see Heracross.
I don't even remember what.
Which is
Ash
a
2
bummer.
looks like.
I love
He doesn't get
Heracross
Heracross until after Bailey's evolves.
Is that true?
I think so. Yeah.
So he should have him roughly
would've
around
had him
the
in
4th or
four,
5th
yeah.
movie because Bayleaf exists.
Yeah.
Byleth.
Violet.
Sorry, I meant Chikorita evolves, not Bailey. Sorry.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
Which, Danny, I'm gonna make this real easy. Gyarados.
Really? Not
Gyarados.
the baby
no,
Rhyhorn?
because he
The
just
dumbass who looked at a Pokeball
yeah,
fly right into his
stared
face.
at everything happen and decided for once to not choose violence.
This
he did
man,
not choose that as an answer.
Chris broke twice in this movie, and it was the Pikachu balloon and the baby Rhyhorns. He paused and goes, "Is that a baby Rhyhorn?
Dude,
Oh my god!"
So there was like a transition there because I looked at the baby Rhyhorn and I thought that was adorable, and then as I look over, I'm about to get heated about Nidoqueen.
What is
but
that
then Kanai
abomination?
takes
Oh,
over for
yeah,
me.
I screamed at that. I was like, "What the fuck is that?"
I'm surprised none of us picked. You know what? Go back.
Hold on,
now that everybody's
still has to choose, right?
I picked mine.
Oh,
now
that's
that,
right.
now that everybody's back, because I feel I may have chances to choose Togepi later. I'm gonna pick a timid Persian.
Okay, I'll allow it. Unless anyone's against it.
I'm just upset that nobody picked Persian, so I'm gonna get back and pick
Persian. Okay. I have to just remember to edit it where I put in Togepi like, I tweaked the poison. So, yeah.
Just put redacted.
Yeah. I feel I can get away with that because everybody chose.
Homies here just like, Meowth can win, but Persian.
Exactly. I'm not playing this to win. I'm playing it for the lulz.
Homie says after he picks the real villain of 2000.
Because that was the troll pick. I harped on that the entirety of that podcast. I was just like, the true villain is Zapdos.
Oh, Jesus. Well, as a review, John picked Nidoqueen, Danny picked Dugong, Dante picked Baby Nidoqueen. Baby Nidoqueen. I'm just going to take the regular picture of Nidoqueen and shrink it.
I just
Just
think that
don't
I just
even
think-
like
shrink
scale
it
it.
vertical.
Literally squash it.
I just think that
Literally
putting Baby
make that shit
Nidoqueen-
thick.
Do you guys think that that's what Nidoqueen's gonna look like in Brilliant Diamond and
Oh, I hope.
Shining Pearl?
Yes.
Probably.
So, I'm just hoping that by you putting Baby Nidoqueen, people are like, yeah! And it's kind of like a cheap way of fucking winning.
Fine, I'll switch to Baby Rhyhorn. Fuck me.
I feel like it's gonna work.
Nobody else picked it.
You'll get
You know what?
So I'm just gonna start giving all the Pokemon names. So like the next movie's Heroes, I'll be like, I would be like, kind of horny Latios. I'm just gonna put adjectives in front of them.
That's kind of what I've been doing.
But yeah, Baby Nidoqueen John, me Dugong, Dante Persian, Kanai Bulbasaur, Chris Gyarados. As always, the poll will be available on Discord because now that we have a fifth fuck in the group,
Thanks.
I can't do it on Twitter. So if you want to join the Discord, the link is in the description below. I put up a post. You can react to it with whatever icon is currently active for the Pokemon you want to win, and then we'll have results someday. Once, we'll figure it out.
2 movies from now.
2 movies from now, you'll know who won this movie. But I post them on social media, so you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, you'll see who the results are.
To be honest, no one won this movie.
Nobody won.
No, we didn't even win.
The official victory is now that it's over, and the episode. I just have to edit it, and once that's uploaded,
I
it's the
brought
viewer's
it
problem.
up. I brought it up in the group chat, and Kanai's immediate response afterwards was,
What? Oh yeah. I was like, yep, that's time of my life I'll never get back.
So watching this was confusing because I was like watching it and I was like, I remember vividly Celebi, Suicune. So at least I thought Suicune was going to show up because of the whole lake.
I was waiting for it. I was like, where the fuck is Suicune?
Yeah. So I did the same thing forever. I was like, where I was like,
Where's
when's
Mewtwo?
Mewtwo showing up? I was like, wow, I feel like looking at the time like, Suicune really just going to make an appearance, jump in the lake and leave? And then he just never shows up. And I'm like, I'm a dumbass. I mixed the movies together. Okay.
But yeah, so that is the wrap on Pokemon Mewtwo Returns. So next week we'll be meeting back here. We'll be watching Pokemon Heroes, which features Latios and Latios. I'm really excited for that one. I think this is like the point where
Have you guys watched it already?
I've not. I meant to. and
I'm
it's-
halfway through. I have not watched. For the most part, I don't think I've watched any movie past this point.
Yeah, from
Aside-
here on
aside
basically-
I watched a few.
Aside from maybe Darkrai, which I
So
vaguely
this movie
remember.
faithfully played every single fucking week in Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
Every week. I've never seen it yet, by the way. I've just seen bits and pieces.
Yeah.
of it.
It's a good, from what I remember, it's a really good movie. I'm excited to see it again and absorb it. So that'll be next week. After the next three are difficult to find. After that point, once we hit whatever's after Deoxys,
Jirachi?
it's Heroes, Jirachi, Deoxys, and then something. I think it's Sky Warrior. I might be wrong. But whatever. After that, I'll have them all available for us on YouTube. So if y'all want to rent them,
Isn't that Shaman?
When's Manaphy?
Manaphy might be next. It might be.
Isn't Shaman Sky Warrior?
Yeah.
Shaman is
that's
Sky
what I'm
Warrior, and then Manaphy is Pokemon Ranger. So
And then we get the Holy Grail. I watched it not be as good as I remember, and I'm like hyping it out
This
because
is
it was my
trash,
favorite,
man.
and I just
Dark
watch it.
Ride's awful.
It's just Mewtwo Returns 2.0 with Darkrai.
Hey, after this movie, it's all uphill, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
you
I would love
can't
to
get lower
see
than
us. I would love to see us want to be like, yo, this movie was bad, below Mewtwo Returns. at least that had Baby Needle Queen. Guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. It helps spread the video so more Pokemon nerds can find this content, and we'll enjoy it all together. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this movie. How much did you love it? And were we too harsh? I don't think you were. But yeah, make sure you guys subscribe. Hang out for next week, Pokemon Heroes. And you guys okay over there? You doing your Naruto shit?
Yeah, sorta. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm doing Tri-Beam.
It's a Dragon Ball
I'm
Z
doing.
thing.
I'm TN. I'm worthless.
Go to Dragon Ball in your own time. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye.